right, you're good.
Hey y'all. Okay, I believe we are live recording, whatever. So tonight Morgan is going to give us some tips and tricks on enrolling. She has been playing the game. She brought in over 3,000 in volume on her own last month, and she's already popping off. So Morgan, I'm gonna pass it on to you, and you just give us all the tea on how you go about enrolling so many people, because you're a magical unicorn.
Okay, y'all, so this $25 promo that they have going on is literally what took me to 4K the month that I went 4K, because you can seriously sign up so many people with this, because like literally anyone is willing to spend $5 on a product. Like, put it out there and I guarantee that you'll get a lot of customers with it as long as you're promoting it the right way. So the first thing, I have a couple of things about like the best ways to utilize this promo. And the first thing is freebies. I did this today. I did Freebie Friday. So, oh wait, y'all, hold on. My MacBook's gonna die. Sorry. But I did Freebie Friday, so I just threw up a post on Facebook saying, comment free as many times as you would like before I comment Friday, and whoever is the last one will win a free bottle of Sculpt. So Sculpt is $5 with the $25 in credits, and then if you have your own credits, you can sling 5 more and give it to them for free. So I did that and I got so many people. I have like 900 comments on that post. So the person that commented free last, I messaged them and got them hooked up on the free Sculpt. And then everyone else who commented on it, I sent a message and said, hey, thank you for playing and interacting. Sorry you didn't win, but I want to let you know that I'm going to throw out $5 Sculpt for everyone who played along in the game. So that way they think that you're taking care of them, even though they're really just getting the $25 in credits for a new account anyway. So, but you can use it as you're taking care of them, not as the company is taking care of them. So say, hey, I'm giving 25 in credits to all the people who played. Thank you for playing. Do you want to grab Sculpt for $5 or balance for 15? So that's the first way I do it. I got so many people doing that today. And then that way I'm also bringing in new people, and they're going to see my stuff for now until forever. And then eventually they'll wind up buying. Okay, the second thing that I have is for all current people. So you don't have to have just new people on this. It is new accounts, but even if you have current customers and you know that they like the Sculpt or whatever, or they seen your post and they message you and they're like, hey, can I get the $5? You can be like, hey, well, have I signed up your husband, or have we signed up your daughter, or whoever? You can sign up another person underneath of them, and then that way they'll get referral for it, and they'll be able to get the $5 Sculpt or the $15 balance. So make sure that all current customers, if they're interested, you can even reach out to them and be like, hey, I have Sculpt for $5 or whatever. Have we signed up your husband? Whatever. But they just have to have a new name, new phone number, and new email. And then you can get all those people that you already have signed up with another account if they haven't already gotten another one set up. And that's another way to bring in new customers. And then me and Serena had talked about this before the sale had even started, but this is personal preference, but I know that posting like before and afters every day, I tried that, but it felt like a little too spammy for me. So we had said to post a sale every single day in your story. So every single day that this is going on, make sure you're posting a sale, $5 Sculpt, $5 face mask, $15 balance, whatever it is, make sure you're posting that in your story, and then post a sale on your feed every other day. That's totally personal preference, but that's how I've been doing it. But make sure that you're getting up a before and after, or however, a sale in your feed, whether it be a picture of you holding the product, your before and after, somebody else's, whoever's it may be. Make sure you're getting that up in your feed, because that's also going to draw attention, because I know that not everyone watches your stories, and some people watch your stories and don't look at your feed, but to make sure you're having it in your stories and on your feed, so that way you'll get interaction on both of those. And then another thing that I have is, so with the $25, there's a couple ways that you can use it, but if you're trying to like, you should be trying to upsell people instead of just playing small. Like, so I know that Sculpt and Balance are super easy to hook people up, but also you can use this as, hey, I have the 3 steps and I'm going to throw in a free bottle of Sculpt. So if you know anyone who has been like previously interested in the 3 steps, I've been reaching out to them like, hey, I know we had talked about the 3 steps before, and I wanted to let you know that I'm throwing in a free bottle of Sculpt with it right now. You can either do it that way, or you can say $25 off the 3 steps, but never say like, especially on a post, like in Messenger you can, but on a post, don't be like 3 steps is 125 today. Put the amount, like the dollar amount that's going to be off, like it's 125 off or whatever, versus it's 125 on your thing. But you can use this not only just for like the $5 items or $15 items or whatever. This is an awesome way to get people set up on the 3 steps, because you're either going to give them $25 off, or you can do the free sculpt and use $5 in your own credits, and that's going to get them, they're going to think that you're helping them versus them helping you. Then let me see, I have notes, sorry y'all. And then for sealing the deal, a lot of leaders will tell you this, but like when you're messaging people, make sure you're using like, oh, the 3 steps is only 125 today, not the 3 steps is 125 today. Throwing in words like only or the dollar amount off and not the price. Like I said, use like 125 off, not it's $125 today, and act with urgency. All of those things are going to make people buy off you, because they're not feeling like they're doing you a favor, but instead you're doing them a favor. And that makes them feel like you're helping them out. You don't need them. It doesn't feel salesy or pushy, because you're trying to help them out, not the other way around. So I always, like with all my things, I'll always use the retail price and then what I can get it to them for. And I'm always like, oh yeah, today it's only this amount of whatever, instead of today it's 150 instead of 240. Like say, oh, today it's only 150 instead of 240, because that makes them feel like, I don't know, better about it. And then these are a couple of things that are off, like not just for the sale. Sorry, y'all. These are a couple of things that are not just for the sale, but that I found useful with the sale. So the other morning on the morning Zoom, Stephanie, I think it was, she was telling us how like you should check the number, like if you're going for 12K this month, check the number, your rate of run number or whatever, and see what you're supposed to be out for the day, and then take that number and minus where you're at and set that as your background. So like, I don't know if y'all can see, but I have 1,242. I'm going for 12K. I have to close that gap today, which is a big gap, and that's okay because I'm not where I want to be at, but that number has seriously changed the game. Like I've done this yesterday and today, and I've seen such a tremendous difference having like a number that you can physically see. So like say like a goal that is attainable is so much, like you work so much harder for it than if you're just like, oh, I want to sign someone today. If you say, oh, I want to sign 3 people, or I have this amount of dollars that I need to sell today or whatever, that has seriously helped me so much with the sell, because it's attainable to me and I can see it and I see the number going down. So it feels like I'm actually getting something done versus just having a random thing thrown out there to accomplish. And then I think the last thing that I have is these bubbles. Okay, so Courtney had said that with this sale, you should be able to change at least 30 days, a day, a life a day. And she said this with the last time they rolled it out, and it is so true. And it's okay if you don't change a life a day. Like, I'm not saying, oh, if you don't change 31 lives, whatever. No, I'm not saying that. But having that goal set in the back of your mind, it's so attainable. Like, I have these little bubbles on my phone. I don't know if you can see them either. Probably not. I don't know. But I have these bubbles in my notes, and then as you fill it, like as you sign someone up, fill them in. I have 31 in there because there's 31 days this month. So I put 31 in there, and then for each time I get one, I mark it off. And I did this the last time they rolled out the $25 off sale, and I changed a life a day. And it's because you seriously have something right in front of you. You can check it off. It's attainable. It's physically something that you can see that's actually happening before your eyes. So I seriously recommend putting the bubbles in your phone, and then every time you get one, marking it off. But having that goal of 31 people to change, life to change, it makes it you want to go after it that much more, because you can see it happening, and it's something that like, oh, I only have this many left or whatever. Like you should always want more and more and more, but having that in front of you makes it 1,000 times easier to accomplishment. And then if instead of you're just like, oh, I want to change a life today, like if you have it in front of you, it's going to happen. But if you're just throwing it out there, you're not holding yourself accountable. So it's kind of like, if it doesn't happen, whatever. But that's my tips for it. I just say, like, message all your potentials and let them know if they were interested in the 3 steps. Let them know about the $25 off or free sculpt if you have credits to throw. Post sales in your story every single day. I mean, there's what's today? The 7th? 5 more days left of the sale. You can seriously change so many lives in 5 days with the sale. And just all those potentials, depending on, like, if y'all had talked about Sculpt before, be like, oh, well, it's only $5 or whatever. Or if you talked about the 3 steps, then tell them about the free Sculpt or the 125 with the $25 off. But that's all I have, Serena.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Morgan. I think a good thing to also remember is, like Morgan said, like, don't be afraid to reach out to your potentials. Like, they've already expressed an interest. And so for you to, check in with them, say, hey, just so you know, like, I have this sale going on. It's normally this. We had talked about it today. It's only this. You know what I mean? And then they're kind of like, oh, snap. Well, let me jump on it. So don't be afraid to reach out to people that you've talked to before. They're not going to find you annoying just for informing them of a sale. I was talking to Val about this the other day, but I was just like, there's like the people who message you like every other day and they're like, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And you're like, no, like, I'll let you know when I'm ready to order, like, get out of my inbox. And then, like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm petty and I'm like, you're getting on my nerves. I'm gonna block you and I'll go find somebody else because I can easily find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to build that relationship. You don't want to be nagging them. You don't want to be annoying, but you do want to act with urgency. And there's a difference in, acting with urgency versus desperation, and they can smell it on you from a mile away. And so, like Morgan said, like, just make them feel like they're taken care of. Make them feel like you're hooking it up, like you're going out of your way to make it work for them. Because with these credits, like, you are, what else was I gonna add? Morgan, for you, how big is interaction? Like, how much does that play into, like, getting eyes on your stuff?
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. I had done so bad about adding people and interacting. And with this $25 promo, adding people is seriously crucial because adding new people and then interacting with them, even if you have like built that relationship, but even if someone doesn't know you and you haven't built that trust between you and them, they're going to be much more willing to spend $5 on something or 15 than if you had just added them and you're asking them to spend 150. So this promo is awesome for new people because it like dips their feet in the water. And I think Corinne had mentioned last month, and I'm just now doing this because I'm just getting products, but with the sale, every person you sign up on Sculpt or Balance, if you have the product to do so, send them out a free 3-day sample with it because that's going to get them the feel for the 3-day sample, and then they can come back after and get that and add it onto it. So it may not happen this month, but it will help with your volume for the next month.
I love that tip. I think that's so smart. And it's something I need to do more. But yeah, if you send them, like, especially if you do it as like a surprise and you're like, thank you so much for trying Sculpt. I wanted to give you a free, 3-day sample. Here it is, whatever. Especially if you're getting those products for free, like if you use your credits to get it, like, I promise, like, people are gonna get stuck on that stuff. Y'all already know. So don't be afraid to send out samples. Oh God, hold on. Stop. Okay. But what?
And Kaylee, for the background on your phone, I just went to Pinterest and found a cute background. And then I looked up, like, they share it in the chat. I don't know what it's called, but it's what your volume's supposed to be at for the day, like by the end of the day for whatever your rank you're going for. And I just took that and then subtracted what my volume was and then added it on Instagram, like just typed on it and then saved it to my phone and set it. And then every time my volume jumps, I go back and subtract it again and put the new number so I can see that.
And if y'all need me to, I can send you kind of like, yes, where you're at, like where you should be at each day. Like if you're shooting for X amount today, you're going to want X amount in volume. You know what I mean? Like we have those. Oh my gosh, the gun on my wall. But yeah, y'all can, I can drop those in the chat daily just so you kind of have that tracker as well. Sorry, I'm all winded. I just went up the stairs. But yeah, there's like easy ways to track that. But then to set your personal goals, do it however Morgan said.
Yeah, and also don't let that discourage you. Like last night I went to bed and I was 1,000 away from where I was supposed to be, and then today I'm still 1,242. But having that to go towards is so much better for you than just like not having a goal. Like the last 2 months when I hit 4K, then last month I was like, oh well, I just want to maintain 4K, and guess what? I just maintained 4K. I didn't grow any. Like I mean, I did a little bit, but not a lot. But this month already, just having that, I have grown so much more than like my rate of run is like 8,000 or something like that. Like that is so much better than just 4K, because you're not going to just jump between ranks like that. It's not supposed to happen like that. But don't let that background discourage you. Like if you're not where you're at the end of the night, that's okay. Wake up the next day and go enroll somebody to get you to that goal. But it's not meant to discourage you. It's just there to encourage you to get to where you're supposed to be.
I agree with that. I think that's very good advice. And I mean, it's the same for me. Like I remember when I was getting ready to go 40K, I literally sat like I was red legged for the longest time, and my wheel would sit and sit and sit, and I would be so close, but it just wasn't there yet. But every month I would end the month closer. Like my months were still growing. And so I didn't get discouraged because I knew like, okay, it's coming. You know what I mean? So like, don't stress yourself out if you're like not where you want to be, but keep like moving towards that. Don't get like discouraged by numbers. I'm gonna be honest, like when it's like go time like this, I check my wheel pretty frequently just to like make sure I'm on track or like set those goals for myself. But other than that, I try not to like obsess over the numbers, because then I start getting in my head. And so I'm like, I just need to focus on changing lives. I need to go do something that's going to impact people or fire them up or bring in interaction. Because, you know, just kind of doubling down on those IPAs, because that's also going to like really, really help you grow. But yeah, I really, really wanted Morgan to share, because she is just literally slaying my life. Like I can't even keep up. Every like 10 minutes she's like boom, and I'm like okay. So I really, really wanted her to share. Thank you so much, Morgan. Do y'all have other questions?
Yeah,
or any other?
one.
Yeah, go for it.
It's kind of off topic, like not really about enrolling, but when I was looking at my achievements today on my cloud office, I reread that thing like that's going on until September for the cars. And the PPA volume, what is that? Is that just like volume from your promoters? Or is it in general?
I want to say, I always forget what it specifically stands for, but I think it has to be a newly enrolled, is it customer and or promoter, or is it just, I can't remember. Do y'all know?
Yeah, I'm asking because I mean I've had new enrollments, but I'm just confused.
So I'm pretty sure regular PPA is any new enrollments, like customer or promoter. But I think for this car giveaway that they're doing, I'm pretty sure it has to be like a new promoter that you enroll, and then that PPA is like their PPA, which I don't really understand why, but if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because I know that I've had new enrollments. I know my girls have had new enrollments, and that is still at 0 for me, but I haven't had any new promoters enroll since they rolled that out.
Well, see, same thing, because you know how Mariana is a promoter underneath me, and she's had enrollments too, and it still hasn't counted towards anything. So that's why I'm confused. I'm like, what does it even mean?
Yeah, I don't know why they did it that way, but if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it's like any new promoters that you enroll during this time period that they're doing this car giveaway, and then it's like their PPA, like new promoters during this time period's PPA.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
And the orders have to be $100 or greater to go towards that as well. So anything that I think it's like the 3 legs under you from July 1st or something like that, and their orders have to be 100 or greater or it won't count.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that all sounds right. Thank you guys. Y'all, my little green beans, y'all have all the deets for me. Did y'all have any other questions before we close her out?
You said my little green beans. That's so cute.
They are. They're so green, and I'm just not. I'm like red. I'm like, let's go. And I'm yellow because y'all know I like get all. I just love y'all. I'm just here for y'all. But okay, I am. Anyway, okay, so I'll just close it out then. Thank you so much, Morgan, for giving